You're listening to Sip and Grow the podcast, the show where we taste awesome, delicious wines while having unfiltered conversations about our passions, experiences, struggles, entrepreneurship, and life. My name is Nicole Di Pasquale, and I'm a wine enthusiast just trying to pursue her passions and dreams while taking you on the journey with me, one episode at a time. My ultimate goal is to not only bring you wine knowledge and value, but also inspire you to enjoy your process and journey in pursuing your passions and dreams. Because guess what? The person you become while enduring the process is more important. So sit back, grab a glass, and let's sip and grow together. Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sip and Grow the podcast with me, your host, Nicole Di Pasquale. So today I am so excited to bring you this wine because if you haven't heard my story before, at one very long time ago, I studied abroad in Florence, Italy, and Tuscany in Italy is very near and dear to my heart because first of all, I had my first wine class ever that semester abroad over there, and that's what really made me love wine. And shout out to my teacher Alessandra over there. She was an amazing teacher, and she really, really helped me learn everything that I know about Italian wines. So, special shout out to her. She opened my eyes to the world of wines in Italy and really ignited that passion I have for wines to this day. But like I said, Tuscany has a very special place in my heart because I lived there for 5 months. And I really got to know the city of Florence very well, but also was able to learn about wines from that region specifically. So, one of my now clients, I bonded with him this week actually because I mentioned to him that I lived in Florence because I studied abroad, and he told me he did as well. So we kind of shared that fun fact about each other together and bonded over that. And I was talking to him about wines for hours, and it had nothing to do with what I was, there to do, anyways, because we were getting on tangents about wines that we really enjoyed. And we were just talking about how there's so many good wines out there that no one knows about because everyone's just going to these big name brands, which nothing against them. I like a lot of well-known brands that are really, high-end, expensive. And there's still some that I haven't even tried and I want to try. Like one of them is Sassicaia, which is a very well-known Italian wine from Tuscany, from the area where this wine is from. So that's why I'm kind of excited to bring you this wine because talking with my client Michael, he works at he's in charge of wines in Plum Market in Aventura. So if you guys haven't checked it out, you should. It has a really, really nice wine selection there. And this is where I got this wine. So he suggested this wine to me, and it's at a very good price point. But we were just talking about how there's so many good wines out there for everyday drinking that won't break your bank, and just people don't know about them, and they're just the same quality as all these other wines that are just more expensive. So with that said, before I left, he puts this bottle in front of me. He's like, try this and tell me what you think. Because we were talking about everyday easy drinking wine, and he's like, this is that bottle. Tell me what you think when you come back. So I really like this because it's from a producer in Italy called Muralia. It's owned by this couple that I just read up on them a little bit, and they basically had a dream of owning their own little vineyard. So they moved from Milano to Tuscany, and now they own this vineyard that's with a farmhouse attached to it. I think they have tourist stays there because I guess their property has they have a bunch of little houses within their property. This is what they made it seem like on their website. I'm not sure. I would have to like look more into that. I was looking more into the wine. But the winery, or I'm sorry, the vineyard is called Vigne del Poggiarello. And Il Poggiarello is actually farmhouse in Italian. So that's where this wine is from. Well, this wine is specifically from an area in Tuscany called Maremma, spelled Maremma. So Maremma, just to kind of give you like a rough sketch of Tuscany. So Tuscany is like this, right? You have Firenze, Siena, and then Maremma is all the way at the bottom of Tuscany. So it's in the south of Tuscany. In Maremma, in that area, it's the famous, well-known wine called Sassicaia, which is made up of Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc. It's a blend, but it's a very well-known wine that's really hard to get because it's very allocated. And I know this because I now sell this wine, and I have to. Well, I have to still try it. I haven't tried it, but it's been on my list to try for years already. But it's a very allocated wine because of production. So it's a very well-known wine, very good wine, very high ratings, but very expensive. And this wine comes from the same area. So the only difference is this is actually made up of the three grapes. So it's made up of Sangiovese, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Merlot. The percentage is 50% Sangiovese, 30% Cabernet, I believe, and then 20 Merlot. Let me double check that. No, 50% Sangiovese, 25% Cabernet Sauvignon, and then 25% Merlot. I'm excited for this blend because it just seems like it's gonna be phenomenal. It's considered, it's called Toscana Rosso, so it's a Tuscan blend. And if you don't know, Sangiovese is actually a very like dominant grape varietal planted in Tuscany, like in the area Chianti within Tuscany. For a wine to be considered Chianti Classico, it has to be made up of 80% Sangiovese grape or more. So it can be 100% Sangiovese, but it has to at least have 80% of that grape in the blend. If not, it can't be considered a Chianti Classico, which I have an episode talking about that whole system as well, which is a whole nother system within the Italian system, which we all know the Italians have a lot of systems when it comes to their wine. For instance, the certification system that they have, which is like DOCG, DOC, IGT, and then Vino Tavola, right? Those are the four categories of like certifications for quality of wine, like quality control in the Italian wine system. And this one's actually part of the IGT category, which is the third before the last one. And it stands for Indicazione Geografica Tipica. Yeah, let me make sure. Yeah, Indicazione Geografica Tipica. So this is an IGT wine that just, each category has certain, you know, parameters that they need to meet in order to be considered that. But the higher you go, the more exclusive it kind of is. So if you're part of like the DOCG, you're getting like the best quality wine because they're following all the guidelines and the rules to have like the top quality or whatever. But it doesn't necessarily mean that all the other wines that don't have that are bad. It's just they weren't categorized or they never wanted to be categorized. Regardless, this specific wine, it's a 2022 vintage Tuscan blend, and the price point is $16. I believe it's $15.99 in Palam Market. So I feel like that's a really good price point if you're getting really good quality Italian wine. And they hand harvest. They ferment the wine in stainless steel tanks. And honestly, just reading about the couple who owns this vineyard and produces the wine there, like you could tell they just love what they do. Like I was reading up reviews of people who have stayed there and have wine tastings and all that, and everyone had nothing but positive things to say. So that was very exciting. But anyways, let's go ahead and open this up and see what this is all about. Feels me. Wow. Usually this makes noise, but today it's not. It's the cork. I don't know. Oh, it's a plastic cork. That's why. It's one of those plastic corks. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I haven't had a plastic cork in a while. Well, it's like it's like mixed in with cork, but it's mostly plastic, is what it is. Anyways, let's go ahead and pour this bad boy up. Okay. So it has a nice deep ruby red color to it, which we love. Ooh, the legs on this one, very nice. Going down, kind of heavy, but oh my god. So I'm getting those dark red fruit notes coming through strong, like cherry, plum. Oh my god, this smells like heaven in a cup. I'm excited. All right, tannins very present. Medium bodied, dark red fruit notes coming through strong. But it goes down so smoothly. Oh my god, this is so good. Wait a second. Guys, I think I found the new wine that I want to have when I have pizza. My rating for this, not gonna lie, is at 8.8 out of 10. Yeah, 8.8 out of 10. I was gonna say 9, but I feel like I need to be a little bit not as excited about it because it's really good. Oh my god, 8.8 out of 10. If you're big into Chianti Classicos, you're gonna like this. This is smoother than, well, depends on which Chianti Classico you're having, but it's like high on the tannins, dark red fruit notes coming through, but goes down super smoothly, and it has like a nice acidity to it that it just makes you want to keep drinking it because it's almost like how smooth it goes down and easy it goes down. You're like, wow, that was so easy to drink. Let me do it again. And you're like, wait, what? Oh my god, we finished the bottle. We gotta open another one. 8.8 out of 10. Michael, shout out to Michael. You know what you're doing. I mean, he does know what he's doing. He's very knowledgeable in wine. I can't wait to learn from him. But 8.8 out of 10. Go to your local plum market. Grab this bottle. If not, look it up. I know it's not sold in like big chains like Total Wine and stuff, but maybe there's an independent store around you that sells it. I didn't really find a link for it online, but I'll try to look to see if I can like post something on my show notes. But go out and try this wine. It's really, really, really good, and it's only $16. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. This is phenomenal. 10 out of 10. Anyways, I will be drinking more of this wine. Cheers. I hope to see you guys on the next one. And remember, drink your wine tonight.